Yes, welcome everybody. This is the 2024 AWIPOD Rumble. Of course, I am your host, Brent Piles, and with me, as always, is a man who is from the future and lives across the ocean. He is the ballroom brawling, disco dancing, dynamite stretching, intercontinental playboy, folks. He's more over than Butch at G. Russell. Glenn, how you doing?
I am absolutely delighted. British Strong Style against Pretty Deadly and being acknowledged as two of the best tag teams in the world at the moment. I could not be happier.
Of course, I was going to introduce the other member of the podcast team. He's Rick Mayer. Woo! This week, Mayor, Mayor, how are you doing?
Man, I am doing as well as humanly possible on this evening. I get a look and see Glenn in a suit jacket. I get to see the Reverend Thomas Brice up there.
It's a shirt.
And I get to see the great Brent Piles and wait, I'm trying to remember who number one. That's my boy from Memphis, right?
Yeah,
Jersey.
This is Derek Rose. Yes.
Yeah, Derek Rose from Memphis. Yeah.
He had it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's from Chicago, but he went to Memphis. Yes.
That's true. Okay. Yeah.
And of course, now I can do it. The man with the best chops that you've ever seen, the Reverend Mr. SportzWire Radio, Thomas Brice. Thomas, how the heck are you, man? You said it's been, what, like 21 months?
21 months since the last time you guys came on. And the reason I know this is because we actually had on one of our wrestlers yesterday who came on the platform, and it was 21 months that he came on. It was the same month I came on your guys' show. And the reason I remember it, because when he came on the show 21 months ago, he spoke in Latin. Now he's spoken kind of like demonic English. And yet here we are. I'm with you guys. In fact, I think it was like we were separated by 2 weekends. I think I did you guys on a Saturday and I had him on a Sunday. So that's kind of how I remember. So yeah, it's been 21 months, but I know this will be, hopefully for you guys, hopefully the last time I'm on the platform. Only kidding. But I just wanted to, thank you guys. Really. I wanted to have an announcement for you guys at the end of the show, but I wanted to say on behalf of SportzWire Radio how much I appreciate you guys and want to thank you for all of your hard work with all the great shows, whether it's going over the Nitros, whether it's going over these Raws. I was talking with Piles and Glenn off the air a little bit that I really enjoyed this timeline you've had in 1997, and I just want to say thank you for all that you've done here on behalf of the platform. And, you guys have been one of the anchors of the internet radio that we have here. We're at sportswireradio.org. We're a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week, 365-day-a-year station. And we play great shows like yourself, the Sit Down Marks. I know you guys contributed with those guys in the past, but I just wanted to say thank you for, everything that you guys have done here on behalf of the platform. These, almost about 2.5 years you guys have been with us.
I mean, we want to thank you because I don't really do anything but send you the shows. You put them out there and promote for us, so we should really be thanking you. We appreciate everything you do for us. So.
Yeah, it was April of 2022 the last time that we got to get together.
There you go. And 21 months. Yep, that's it.
I
21 months.
Remember exactly. It was because I flew back from Nashville. I flew back from Nashville that day and literally landed about 30 minutes.
Yes, you came in the show late, and I want to also say I apologize. I haven't come on the show since then. It wasn't because I was I didn't want to embarrass you guys so much, but it was really because I get so many requests to do podcasts from people from all over the place, and I'm like, yeah, I want to get to you, but I unfortunately I don't get to do these often, but because I'll say at the end of the show. But I really, really wanted to make as much of an effort as I could to be here because really of what you guys have done, to help us grow with the brand here. And, like I said, I get so many requests to do these types of podcasts, to do these types of shows, but I unfortunately don't get the chance to do it just because, the platform, I get requests from all over the place. People ask me all the time. They say, oh, do you ask people to come on SportzWire anymore? I'm like, no, I want to turn them away because I get so many requests randomly from people all over the world in wrestling. And we just actually had on the head coach of the United States women's amputee soccer team, Paige Palazzolo. That was really one of the biggest things we've ever done with the platform. Got like 1,100 views on Instagram. One of the clips, the Facebook post had 1,000 impressions, like 200 clicks. We have on tomorrow for your time, Glenn, 9:00 British Standard Time. A guy, Luke Leyland. Luke, who was actually trained by Dean Allmark as a wrestler. Dean, very well, Glenn. At one time was pound for pound maybe the best British wrestlers. Now changed in his life, and he's gone on to a different thing. And he actually was the first non-African fighter to have fought in what's called Dambe. Think of kind of like a cross between boxing and UFC. And he just did it there in Nigeria for the African Warriors Fighting Championship. And Luke is giving us the first kind of interview because he thinks so much of the platform. And he actually has told me that he's watched you guys. He watches a lot of the other shows. So we really had a lot of requests to do these types of things, but I wanted to take the time out and just, speak with you guys and just, say, thank you for, just everything and you've done here and helping us. Next week is actually our 5-year anniversary of the SportzWire brand, really me of doing this. And we actually were promoting the interview just before I came on the air. We had our DJ return for the first time in like 7 months. What a small world. I like 200 something people were listening to the show we had with our DJ, and we were promoting this. So I don't know if all 200 of those will come out, but I tried my best. So if you don't want me back in another 21 months, maybe you'll know why.
Well, I don't think you probably have anything to do with that, pal. But that's neither here nor there. And we always like to have you back anytime that you've got the time. But we know that you are a busy man. You got a lot of stuff to do.
Never fair.
Nah, I got all the time in the world for you guys. You guys, it's a very important day that I'm here for. So I will give you the time and day that you want.
Well, there you go. So it is a pretty big day for us. Glenn says it's our biggest day of the year. It's where we watch a Royal Rumble. And
I've noticed that. I listen to you guys. I just started watching you guys on YouTube. By the way, I watched the show you did with Glenn on Tuesday, which was great. But I usually listen to you guys on our obviously internet radio station. But I really enjoyed seeing you guys on video because I always listen to you guys audioly. So yeah, that was kind of fun.
That's nice that you said that you'd like to see my face, which I know isn't true.
I don't know about that, but I appreciate being here, though.
We always recommend that people actually watch the Sid shows. Right?
I had noticed that you had started.
The Sid shows are so short that I don't even.
I got to give you credit again. I got to give you credit because I got to give you credit for giving me the inspiration to try the Subway churro and the pretzel. We might have caught that on the air live, but also you mentioned the fact that I have been tweeting a little bit of Sid because he's actually on Twitter now. Sid Justice. Mm-hmm. He goes after everybody. Sid, it really does sound like him almost.
That's what I keep saying. I don't know whether it is or not.
It's not me.
No.
Yeah, we've been confused thinking that it's actually Brent being the face and voice of Sid Twitter, but it's not, unfortunately.
So what we're gonna do here today is we're gonna watch Royal Rumble. We're gonna play a little drinking game. Glenn's gonna drink a Coke. Thomas doesn't drink. Man, are you gonna drink?
Well, I have Mountain Dew if that counts.
That works.
Yeah. I've got a couple Bud Lights here, maybe 3 or 4 of them lined
I got
up.
a whole bottle of wine.
Would be really good, Mr. Mayor. That would be a really good idea. That Subway pretzel with a Bud Light.
Yeah. And a kind of light beer and pretzels, phenomenal combination.
The best way to go. Yeah.
Very quickly talking about Sid. Basically, an hour ago, when Paul Heyman first came out on SmackDown, he tweeted, "Heyman looks like a thumb."
Oh man. If you ever get a chance just to listen to Jim Cornette's podcast, just for him to specifically speak about the physical state of Paul Heyman is funny enough just to listen to that, because him and Heyman have just had a back and forth, love-hate relationship probably 45 years.
I was going to say that probably goes back to like the NWA. That probably goes back to OVW. I think when Jim Cornette was running OVW still. So I could imagine that's a long, and then ECW, obviously. Jim Cornette was one of the anti-ECW guys going back to your 97 shows. So I could imagine Jim Cornette and Paul Heyman could be like oil and vinegar almost.
Yeah, there definitely is a respect there between the two because they're very similar outside of the fact that one is very Southern and one is very New York. But
I know that very well. He's from Westchester County. Sure, yep.
But without that, there's a great respect between the two and a love-hate relationship that goes very deep. So it's fun to listen to the two go back and forth.
A great respect for the hamburgers as well.
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah.
Goddamn. So yeah, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna watch an old Royal Rumble, and I got a wheel here that I'm gonna put up, and we're gonna spin this wheel to decide which Royal Rumble we're gonna watch. So here we go. We got between 91, 90, and 94. So we're gonna give it a spin here. We're gonna see which one wins.
Very technical
right.
here, isn't
This is fun. This is very technical.
And the winner is 1991 is the winner. All right. Now, while I find this thing, I'm going to throw up a little video explaining the rules of this here drinking game, and then I'm going to find this Royal Rumble on Peacock. So here we go. There we go. So there's the rules, sort of. So it's a 1991, and I will put it on up here. Don't worry, I have everybody's numbers written down, so when your number comes out, I will tell you. If you don't have it wrote down, don't worry, I will tell you. And of course, the first time it doesn't work right. So
1991 had phenomenal artwork there as well.
The best Rumble artwork. So
yeah,
the
that had to be
person is Glenn, and he's got Bret Hart. Not a bad start, Glenn.
No.
So Glenn's got Bret Hart at number 1.
Bret Hart at number 1. Glenn's got.
I have number 2, don't I?
Right before he's about to become a big single star there. Here, right, huh?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you got number 2, Mayor. You got number 2. Always giving out the glasses to a kid. Yeah, I think this is just about the end of the Hart Foundation's.
Yeah, right, because they dropped the belts, right? Are we allowed to say they dropped the belts at WrestleMania 7 here? If I'm not mistaken,
we're allowed
right?
to say that.
No,
Okay.
No, spoiler alert, 20 years in the making.
Because I know, like, on SportzWire, when we say certain things, wrestlers are like, you better not say anything. I'm like, okay, fine. Just want to make sure those rules
Oh, good. Congratulations, Mayor. It's time to take some shots because we got Dino Bravo.
I've got some guy that's dead now. Dino
Mr.
Bravo.
Dark Side of the Ring here. Boy, Mr. Dark Side of the Ring.
Yeah,
So that means you
he
gotta
was
take
a
a
Dark
drink.
Side of the Ring episode. That's 2 drinks for a Dark Side of the Ring episode. No.
We'll be drinking too much. All right. So Bret Hart versus the guy who once broke his sternum.
Wow. Okay, Calgary versus Montreal here, I see.
Oh,
Very Canadian.
I didn't think of that, but you're right. You are right. I mean, being Canadian's kind of what got him shot. You know what I mean?
I was going to say Dark Side of the Ring there.
The crowd
I
doesn't
know.
Selling cigarettes. You're in trouble.
Bret. Okay. Here we go. I like to just pay attention to the crowd sometimes. I don't know why, but I do. Throw him out. Get him out of here, you bum.
going out.
Oh,
No. I don't want Glenn to throw me out. That's what, 3 drinks?
no. Unless
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
only
yeah,
one
yeah.
drink, unless Glenn gives you a drink, then. All right. Well, he's holding on. He's using his very
All right,
heavy body.
Dino, pretend Bret Hart is a McDonald's glass window.
That's Ken Patera.
Oh, okay. That wasn't Dino Bravo. That was Ken Patera.
That is
My
Ken
bad.
Patera. Yes.
Who was with Ken that day?
I It was the Massa Saito, I believe.
Okay, so it had nothing to do with Dino Bravo. I'm just
because the cops came there, they started speaking Spanish to Saito, and he's like, "What?" He didn't know very much English, but he knew no Spanish.
Well, if there's anyone else that could throw a boulder, I'm guessing it's Dino Bravo. So I'm just throwing him in this story. I wasn't even there.
The Royal Rumble, he like bench press like 700 pounds or something.
He's definitely got some strength to him.
Yeah, he's a big man. I feel like 2 minutes has to have gone by.
I was gonna say the same thing. Same thing. You stole the words out of my mouth.
5, 4, 3, 2.
It's me who's gonna be my first person. Oh, it's Chris Jericho. Valentine.
A Judas in my mind. I become man.
I know you're doing that for comedic effect, but if you sing that fucking song again, I will mute
you. I'm off this show immediately.
I think we're getting Greg the Hammer Valentine here. Did he just finish his tag team with the Honky Tonk Man, right? Because I saw Jimmy Hart with the by the apron. I guess this must have been just
it had been after. That was like WrestleMania 6.
Yeah, and then maybe they went a little longer after that.
Yeah.
So.
I gotta say, Jimmy Hart's got a handsome earthquake jacket on, and I want that fucking jacket because.
I think you guys have said this on your show. Jimmy Hart just turned 80, and he still looks the same. Jimmy, like, I don't get it. Is he going to be 100 and still look the same? Like I don't get it.
I wouldn't bet against it.
There's one the other day we saw him where he actually looks younger now than he did then.
Yeah, I mean, I saw him on Instagram, I think, and wow, Dino Bravo.
Oh, Dino's gone. Who was he thrown out by? So I'm going to give a drink to myself, and the mayor has to take a drink. It's no fun
funny
because you guys fucking drink.
I met Jimmy Hart last year, and my dad actually went to high school with Jimmy Hart.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I talked to Jimmy, and I was like, "Well, how do you keep looking so young after all these years?" And he was like, "It's Crystal Burger, or was it Crystal? It was some generic burger place." He was like, "It's Crystal Burgers." He loved the burgers from Crystal Burgers.
Was it White Castle?
It might have been White Castle. It was some generic burger place. I was listening
to him on a podcast, I think a couple of months ago, and he still goes out and like shows up at independent shows. He goes to like these companies and like he's there and he gets there early, stays late. He talks with the talent. I was like, wow, he's still doing this at 80. And yeah, he looks like, the guy has an age.
Thomas gets Paul Roma. That's a good pick, man.
Paul Roma. I'm trying to think where do I have the Paul Roma name for? Somebody that's come on SportsWire. His name came up before, so here we go. Paul Roma.
Power and Glory.
Yeah, Power and Glory. Right.
Four Horsemen.
Is he a New York guy or Connecticut?
He's Connecticut guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's Connecticut. Okay. He's not a New York guy.
I thought he was in the neck of the woods. I wasn't sure.
Wrestling promotion that El Ref was working for. I think he's involved with that. I can't remember the name.
Yeah, he there is I have a connection through somebody that I think trained with him. I forget. There's so many people at this point. I hate to say if you're out there, so many people that come on SportsWire, and he's probably one of the connections I forgot.
Drop.
He's also got our favorite manager with him, Slick, so that's nice.
Yes, Slick, yes.
Slick's the best. Looking slick like Glenn because Glenn's got a suit on. The mayor keeps saying that.
It's just a shirt over a t-shirt because it's bloody cold.
Yeah, Paul Roma was one of those guys, if you looked at him on paper, he should have had a far better run in the 80s and 90s, but he didn't, if that makes sense to you guys. I mean...
He's the Cleveland Browns of the 1980s.
I totally
He looked
agree.
really good on paper, but then stunk in practice.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think Paul Roma was better than people give him credit for. I know a lot of people be like,
he did.
I mean, the physique was there, the look was there, but he just never quite put it together.
He was a four horseman for crying out loud, right?
The Horseman had some duds. I mean, listen, Barry Windham, people feel like that Barry Windham in the Horseman wasn't great. Lex Luger was in the Horseman. I mean, certainly Lex
Luger. I'm sorry, I'm a Chicago Bears fan. I love Mongo for that. But come on, Mongo was in the Four Horsemen.
Yeah, I know, Mongo. Yeah, Mongo wasn't.
So you can't give me anything about fucking Paul Roma. Give me a break.
At one point or another, nearly as many people were in the Four Horsemen that were in the NWO.
I'm going to be the first person.
They definitely got to like the NWO Black and White. Where
I got Shane McMahon, referee out here. Oh, I got the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich, and he has passed
away. I don't know if you guys saw it, but I actually just saw Iron Crawl. I just saw that movie twice.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
I was gonna wait till it comes till I can watch it at home so I can ugly cry without people judging me.
Yeah.
I won't spoil it for you then, so I'll let you.
I think I know how it ends. It's fine.
Hopefully, by the next time I come onto the podcast, you'll have watched the movie and we can share either a laugh or a tear about it. I don't know.
Both. We'll laugh until we cry.
Just out of curiosity, did they get into any of Grizzly Smith's and Fritz von Erich's relationship in that movie, or did they just skip over that entire thing of everything with Grizzly Smith? Was he not in the movie? Probably not, right?
No.
Like, you don't want to talk about anything with that.
I wouldn't put Grizzly Smith in the movie, no.
I mean, they focused. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but they focused a little bit on eventually like the business being sold, and there was the fight there, and Texas Tornado was kind of the second half of the movie. And you know, all I will say is one thing: Ric Flair wasn't really Ric Flair in that movie.
That's the one thing that I heard from everyone that's watched it was like, anyone that you know could do a better Ric Flair impression than the person that.
If we're going to be honest, there's a guy in that we cover for a company called Tennessee Backyard Wrestling. His name is the Nature Boy Gage Flair, and the Nature Boy Gage Flair would have been a far better choice than the Ric Flair they had in that movie. Far better. Far better.
By Roma. Sorry to interrupt you, but that was a great drop kick.
Which is a shame because they did so well with the casting.
No, the movie really wasn't. I mean, the movie wasn't bad though. It really wasn't a bad movie. It was just, you know, like that point you just talked about, Mr. Man. They didn't really glance. They didn't talk about that. No, not that I can recall. I mean, I'll have to rewatch it maybe. But
All right, Mayor, here we go. Who you got? Number 6. You got the model, Rick Martel.
Another guy that probably should have had. You know, he just. I don't know. He's not in the Hall of Fame, right? If I'm not mistaken, he's not.
No, he isn't. No, he should be.
He is.
He's another guy that kind of.
Did he ever win the IC belt?
No, wasn't he in the finals or something like that? When they had that gimmicky when one of the Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I think it was him and Razor Ramon were in the finals.
And then I think he had the same thing with the television title in WCW, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if you guys have covered '98 WCW, but
I remember him feuding with Booker T over the TV title. Yeah, I remember that.
Correct. And another guy that I don't know. He just never. He won the tag belt with Tito, right? Yeah, he was a tag belt with Tito.
Yeah,
he was a tag team champion, but and then never really. He never got over the hurdle. Another guy never got over the hurdle. Never got over like the middle.
He's a guy you feel like from that era that maybe should have been an Intercontinental Champion though. Like he has the pedigree that
exactly. He had the look. He had the wrestling skills, but never quite put it together.
Yeah, he's so memorable. If you talk to anyone that is our age group that was a wrestling fan, they will remember Rick the Model Martel, like clearly.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, absolutely. Yeah. Listen.
He's not a forgettable character.
Yeah, I don't know. He just never quite put it together. Never put it together.
We're up to number 6. Only one elimination so far. That was Dino Bravo.
Man.
Glenn's got the next one coming up.
You know, I'll probably make you guys chuckle. I actually feel like I don't feel out of place in this 1991 Rumble. I think I could have actually fitted in pretty well here in this Rumble. The bullets, the hair looks. I think that they could have transported me back in 1991. I
gotta ask you, Tom, would you go for like the trunks like Paul Roma, or are you wearing like some tights like Bret Hart?
I'd probably be a Bret the Hitman Hart tights man.
I feel I would. Yeah, I'm not going out there in my underwear. Forget that. You got Samba Simba, Glenn.
Oh boy, this was now this, if I'm not mistaken, was when Tony Atlas really needed money, and this is probably a bit embarrassing him for a. No, he said that he was in a documentary years ago, and he talked about why he was Samba Simba. Basically, he needed the money; he was broke.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, it's funny because he's dressed like an idiot, so clearly he needs money.
This was like around the same time Ricky Steamboat came back, and he wasn't Ricky Steamboat. I think maybe he just came back for a brief run right around this era, if I'm not mistaken. It was Ricky Steamboat.
And they had him dressed in the fucking dragon suit, and he carried.
It was like, what was the point of that?
Well, he's a dragon, so he's got a dragon, right? So far, the most disappointing person so far I have to say is Glenn getting Saba Simba. Sorry, Saba Simba.
Yeah, that's
if you look at Tony Atlas, he's in phenomenal shape though. Like
he was in good shape when he was with Mark Henry in the ECW, and then it was
when he would have the shirt with the tie, but it didn't have any sleeves.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he was with
Wow.
Abraham Washington with the laugh. Remember when he would do that?
Oh my God, Abraham Washington! I forgot about that shit. Wow,
That's a name I would have never remembered until you just said it, Tom.
Well, at this
Wow.
point, well, you know, you probably people ask people, people ask me, you know, what do you do with yourself these days? I said all I do is watch wrestling. I mean, so that's pretty much that's why I know. I literally, you know, it doesn't help much with my personal life, but you know, that's what I do.
Luckily for me, I'm already married, so it's okay.
Although Tony Atlas, I think, was also the man famously known for talking about how much he loved like sucking toes or something like that, if I'm not mistaken.
That's probably
He's a foot fetish fiend.
Glenn,
Yes,
I mean,
that's
would
it.
you say Tony Atlas looks like he's on steroids?
You got to think about that, right?
Definitely chicken and vitamins, yeah.
Oh, Tom's got one of the bushwhackers.
Hey, the bushwhackers do not have a
Luke,
mullet.
isn't
You know,
nor are
I
they on
have a
steroids.
bushwhacker story. One of my followers on SportzWire Radio had one of his posts liked, I think, by Bushwhacker Luke. So there you go. There's my bushwhacker story.
I've got a good bushwhacker story as well. One of my friends from high school sent me a video from Bushwhacker Luke wishing me a happy birthday last year.
Oh wow!
Because we share a birthday. Me and Bushwhacker Luke.
Okay.
It's so sad.
Although, is it me or every time the thing that comes up most to me with the Bushwhackers is Family Matters?
He was on Family Matters?
The Bushwhackers.
Oh, Saba Simba's gone, Glenn.
Yep.
Oh God.
Wow.
It's not up on the model. Remember who you giving the drink to?
The Bushwhackers wrestled Carl.
You.
Why not? The Texas Tornado. He is tornadoing all over the ring.
First elimination, isn't it?
Second, Dino Bravo was the first.
Oh yeah, Dino Bravo.
Yeah, I got eliminated early.
Yeah.
Pick 2, Dino Bravo, gone.
As somebody that was lucky enough to be introduced to the sheep herders by my late partner Jeremy, it is so sad watching the bushwhackers.
I know, I heard somebody talk about that on a podcast, and that's the same thing they said. They were the sheep herders. They were so great in.
It was probably us on a piece of business.
You know, it might have been, but there was somebody else I know that mentioned it, and they talked about how like the sheep herders in the NWA and I think in World Class were like such a 360 of what we saw with the Bushwhackers. But then again, I heard maybe it was Bushwhacker Luke on a podcast about a year ago, and he said by the time they got into WWF, they were already getting to be broken down.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you understand them taking this.
In their 40s by the time they came in.
I got Jake the Snake Roberts. That's good.
That's a good one.
Man.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you can understand him going to the WWF as a
The reason they went was he basically said it was the
For
money.
help.
They went for the money. That was it.
Hey, sometimes you just go for the money.
That's right.
Hey,
and they weren't lacerating themselves every night either.
no,
Yeah.
no.
So this
Working
must have
easier
been in the
schedule.
midst of the feud where Rick Martel blinded.
Drake the Snake.
Jake?
I think so, because we're going into WrestleMania 7, right? 1991.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
January.
That's the bag match over the head.
the blindfold match.
Yeah,
And I don't care what anybody says. That match is fucking brilliant. I love that match. It's
It is
great.
amazing. It is.
Jake the Snake was one of those guys that never needed a belt. He was, I'm sure in this era of wrestling, he would have been a champion, but in those days, like he was one of those guys that didn't need a championship. He just didn't need it.
I agree. Absolutely.
It was hard to get a belt back then because there was mainly one main belt, and Hogan had it 95% of the time. So outside of that, there was the IC belt.
Tonk Man had the belt, the IC for over a year, right?
Yeah, and then Honky
had
Tonk had it for a long time. Had the
Honky Tonk
IC belt.
forever.
What's Shane McMahon counting for? What's he gonna do? Disqualify him? You can't disqualify him.
See,
There's no disqualifications. It's every man for himself.
Shane about 20 years old there.
Yep.
Thank you, Vince, for reminding us of that.
Somebody, it's a Royal Rumble, Glenn. If somebody doesn't tell you 10 times that it's every man for himself, how we ever know?
What a maneuver.
Oh, and then from there. All right, Mayor, who you got? Mayor's got the next person coming out. Who's it gonna be?
I got number 13. Is this 13?
This is number 10. You're not even close, pal.
Oh, I got 10. Okay, 10.
It's Hercules.
Hercules Hernandez. All right.
He has passed away.
He has not come out with his chain. He has passed away, which means it's a drink.
He should have
kind
came
of
out
got a
of the chain and
mullet.
just started fucking beating motherfuckers. That's what I'd have done.
Yeah.
Fuck it. It's no disqualification. Every man for himself.
Hercules is definitely on the steroids.
Oh, he sure goddamn is, ain't he?
I guess you might want to count the over/under on how many are on steroids in the 10 so far, right? What's the over/under?
Well, I mean, maybe I think only a couple of them, really. I mean, some of them look a little soft.
Outside of Bushwhacker Luke, I think they're probably all on steroids.
I don't think Jake's on steroids. I mean, look at him. You don't like
No, Jake, I would say no.
He's on cocaine.
Jake was on,
Yeah.
Jake was on cocaine and whatever else he could get his hands on.
Probably.
Yeah.
Hookers is what prostitutes is what it was. Cocaine and prostitutes is what it was.
Did you guys ever see the Jake the Snake, the rebuilding of Jake the Snake? Did you guys ever see that documentary on him? And it was like
No,
a real.
Yeah.
No, I never watched it.
Yeah, that
really
was
well done.
Yeah.
I got teary eyed. I'm not gonna lie. Like it made me feel kind of sad and happy all at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
And
don't
I
know
think
why
Glenn, I think Jake is coming to the UK. I want to say in a few months. I just saw somewhere on one of my timelines on Facebook that Jake Roberts is coming out, I think, to the UK. Yeah.
Yeah, I met Jake probably like 12 or 13 years ago when he was on like his downward spiral.
You probably caught him
And-
before the documentary. That's when you caught
Yeah,
him.
this was before the documentary, and he was in a bad place, and he was sitting in the row in front of me, and he was picking his nose and wiping boogers on people.
Yeah.
And I'm not making that story up. That's
No, I
literally
believe it. I
what Jake
watched
was
the documentary.
doing.
Tito Santana.
Tom, you got Tito Santana. Congratulations.
Arriba.
Paul Roma's out of here. Tom, that's
Paul.
your guy. And he
I'm
basically
out.
eliminated himself, Tom. So who do you want to give a drink out to?
Of you guys, I would say Glenn.
There you go, Glenn. Take a drink.
Just
Here we
Tito
go.
Santana.
Oh, it's former tag team partner versus former tag team partner here. That's
Tito
all I-
was in WWF a long time.
Who was Tito?
Yeah, a long
I
time.
can't
He
think of
was
Tito
the only
outside
guy
of any
besides
other.
Hogan that was in the first 8 WrestleManias.
mm.
And
Can you
wasn't
think
he?
of Tito in WCW ever?
No, I think he had I think he was a very like cup of coffee. I think it was. I want to say he had a cup of coffee in WCW. I mean, I'm sure somebody will fact check me on that, but you know,
Yeah,
I
I'm not
think
sure. If he was in WCW, I don't remember that.
I can't
he
even
might have
picture him
even
in
been.
WCW.
You know, I am almost certain of it. He might have even been in like ECW, like before the ECW became ECW, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
Tito
there's
Santana.
Eastern Championship?
Wrestling?
Yep, that's it. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
I could totally see that.
I think Tito Santana might have even been in WrestleMania 9, but on a dark match. I think he was still in WWF by then. He was still around.
Yeah, you're right. You could very well be correct. He might have been on 9 too, but I know it's definitely the first. He's the only guy besides Hogan that's on the first 8.
He's definitely a Hall of Famer. I mean, because the early Tito Santana run, he was an Intercontinental Champion and a Tag Team Champion. So he had a good, you know, his first stint was, you know, first half of his run was, you know, he was a solid mid-carder.
Yeah, I love Tito.
He's still alive and he's 70 years old.
He was teaching for a while. He became a school teacher, if I'm not mistaken, in New Jersey, I think.
That's another thing I always say about Tito is they always want to talk about bad people in wrestling, but they don't talk about.
No, Tito was a good man. He was very much, you know, that's why he hung around, I think, as long as he did. Guys like that, they hang around because.
Oh, Glenn, you got the Undertaker.
Yay!
Hey, Glenn's maybe favorite wrestler, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Glenn got his favorite wrestler of all time. That's beautiful. Now, if I can just get Handsome Earthquake, all will be right with the world, won't it?
A very clean-shaven Undertaker too.
Before the tattoos, also, if you noticed.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
He definitely
Uh-oh.
didn't have Sarah tattooed on his
Oh,
neck.
Brett's
at this
gone.
time.
So, Glenn, you get to take a drink and give out a drink because your guy eliminated.
Oh,
you.
as you'll notice here, because you're doing your 97 timelines, they didn't bring that up in the Bret Hart Undertaker feud now, did they?
They sure didn't, did
No.
they?
He
Mayor,
garbage tossed him out of the Rumble.
Mayor, you got to take a drink, Glenn said.
Okay.
Holy cow! So there's really only been what
3 or 4
eliminations?
eliminations.
Yeah.
So Tito was in the WWF from 1979 to 1980, then went to AWA, then Georgia Championship, then returned to the WWF for a year. Oh, for 10 years, from 1983 to 1993.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
See, somebody was checking. That's a good eye there.
That's Glenn's the research department.
And then went to IWCCW.
Okay.
And
wasn't he also in that? I don't know if you guys remember. There was this pay-per-view they did in like 1999, and Yokozuna was on it. It was
Legends of Wrestling.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. It was really
Never
bad.
seen it, but we should review that show sometime because it's awful.
I might actually want to come on that show.
You should. You should. That'd be great.
Yeah, that's got to be a fun show to watch.
That would be a fun one.
Oh, Mayor, guess what? You get Jimmy Superfly Murderer. I mean, Snuka.
Oh,
It was-
right.
I just saw Dark Side of the Ring with him not too long ago. Speaking of that, what a small.
I have a paper here where I'm writing down everybody's wrestlers, and I wrote down Murderer.
He beat a woman to death with a television remote controller, so I don't know
It's
how you
timing
top that.
his time in WCW, it wasn't even a cup of coffee. It was more of a shot. He had
Okay.
one match.
One match. All right.
One-
One match.
Glenn, you get to give out a drink, and Thomas, you got to take one.
Brent, as Thomas is drinking.
There we go.
Yeah, when I see a Texas tornado, I do think about
What
the
are you
Iron
doing?
Claw.
Get down from there. You don't want to be up there with a bloody Royal Rumble.
Especially a guy your size. That's not
Yeah.
a place where you belong in the Royal Rumble.
Who's the
Well,
above?
the
Is that
tornado they
Hacksaw?
had in the Iron Claw movie. I mean, he looked like him, but he was a much shorter version than what you're seeing on the screen here. That I'll say.
And no,
Was
Mary,
it
that
Zach
that was
Efron
scared
that
of
played
Eric.
Texas Tornado?
No, it was somebody else. He's on one of these Amazon shows. Zach Efron played Kevin Von Erich.
Kevin, yeah.
Oh, Kevin. Okay, so he played the only one that's alive.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
okay.
his wife was the one. If you ever saw the Tommy and Pamela movie, was the one who played his wife, Lily Miles or Lily Anderson or something like that. I don't know what her last name was, but she was the wife in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch it. I've heard good things from all of my friends.
No, it was
that
a good
watched
movie. I
it.
mean, there was things like, I mean, I don't like when you see it. I'm sure you know.
Coming up, Brent.
All right, Glenn, who we got? Number 14 is for Glenn. It's the British Bulldog. What the fuck,
Oh,
Glenn?
no.
Oh,
Nice.
Glenn's got his favorite wrestlers coming in all at once.
He certainly passed away.
Considering, yeah, everybody drink.
I think most of these wrestlers have passed away.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I mean, we've had
That's
a
one of
fair
the
amount
sad
of
things
dynamic.
from the early 90s.
Jake's
Yeah, a
still
lot of
alive.
guys in the '90s, unfortunately.
Jake's still around.
No one knows how Jake is still around, but he
Tito
is.
Santana's still around.
Well, Tito Santana was one of the good guys. I think that's
Yeah.
I don't think you ever hear Tito Santana have any issues. That's probably
Yeah,
why.
you don't hear bad people talking poorly about Tito Santana.
No.
Yeah, I've never in a shoot interview heard anybody say, "Man, fuck Tito Santana." Never
No.
heard anybody say it. I haven't.
You know what I would have loved to have seen in Royal Rumble? Les Kelly.
Oh, God.
He catches his feet on the ropes. Nobody's getting out.
That'd be great.
It's very much like Road Dogg when Road Dogg just held onto the ropes for 30
Oh,
minutes straight.
Yeah. Good point.
At
Good
a
point.
late 90s Rumble or whatever that was.
Was it 99? I think it took.
I think it was 99.
You talking about Road Dogg, you said?
Was Vince
Yeah,
was on
Road Dogg.
commentary?
Definitely 2000 because he was laying on the bottom rope with, and he had like his legs wrapped around.
Yeah. When he just held onto
the
the bottom rope for like
Why'd
40
you do
minutes or
that,
something
baby?
ridiculous.
Throw him out. Oh. The
Yeah,
man
me
annoys me so much in Rumbles.
Who's that?
Davey.
Yeah.
He gets people over his head, and then he'll do an atomic drop on them or slam them on the mat. Or he could just chuck them out the ring.
All right,
Every
Tom's
Royal
got
Rumble he
his
does
next person coming up. We're halfway through. We are at number 15. Here we go. Who's it going to be? It is. Is that Axe?
Smash?
Smash. That's Smash.
I
Who
couldn't
knows?
see it very well.
They've got their makeup on, so we can't tell the difference.
It's Barry Darso. I can tell you that.
Oh,
much.
Repo Man. Repo
Yeah,
Man.
it's Repo Man / Barry Darso.
The golf was it Mr. Was he the golfer? He was in WCW. Remember, he was in the
Oh yeah, what was his name?
Right.
I can't remember his name, but you're
Hole
right.
in One.
Mr. Hole
Yeah.
in One.
I mentioned him on one of my shows on SportsWire with I forget who it was, and he came up. I don't know why, and we had a laugh about that. So yeah, Barry Darso.
Yeah, it's Repo Man in his bondage gear.
Demolition's not in the Hall of Fame, I think, because of the lawsuit with the concussion lawsuit, if I'm not mistaken. Demolition, you would have thought would have been in the Hall of Fame. They had a very
I
good
think
run.
they put a lot of people in who were on that concussion lawsuit, though. So why not?
True. Yeah, true. Interesting omission.
The Demolition one is mind-boggling, and so is Earthquake.
Should have been crowded.
Earthquake didn't sue anyone, nor did his family, and I don't understand how Earthquake isn't in the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
There we go. There's Jake out.
Here. That's me, so I got to take a drink. I think he was thrown out by the model, so you get to give out a drink, man.
1, 2, Glenn. Get that Diet Coke out or whatever it is. Vanilla
It's a
Coke.
Diet Sprite
It's
now.
a full
It's
fat
Diet
Coke.
Sprite.
It's a full fat Coke.
A full fat Coke.
A full fat Coke. Give me some of that full fat Coke. I want it to reel me, fill me up, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
You like Snooker better in the tights or the trunks, Glenn? What do you think?
It's the tights, I think.
Okay.
Well,
Now,
Tights,
another
he was
question is,
a
who
legend
on
in
this
the
podcast
tights.
owns a pair of leopard print underwear? Raise your hand. No, I don't have it. I'm just kidding. Here I go. I got Hawk from the Legion of Doom. Wow.
If I could build a steel
Mr.
cage
Hole in
around
One.
my bed, I'd own a pair of leopard tights to jump off of it. But you don't
I
have
think
time.
it was Mr. Mayor. You were right. I think it was Mr. Hole in One. They called him Mr. Hole in One.
Yeah, I think that was it. It was something
Mr.
like
Hole in
that.
One.
Hawk's out there dead and definitely on steroids. So
Hey,
that's
hey,
No, that's obviously, definitely on steroids.
the next person's number 17 is my favorite jobber, Joey Maggs, and I'm really hoping that he gets Hulk Hogan because I want him to win this thing. Come on, Joey Maggs.
Wait, Joey Maggs Joey Maggs has the number 17. He's not entering at 17, right?
no,
Did you guys see the story of Hulk Hogan? By the way, he saved some kid or something in the car.
Yeah.
Did you guys see
Yeah.
Oh,
He's a real American.
that?
Fights for the right of every man.
He's American.
And when he did,
made.
and you know what I thought? You know what I thought was most interesting about that? He was in his NWO shirt. Like,
At the
Well,
time he
He
rescued.
probably just always wears it. I would if I was him.
well, I mean, his latest wife. It's always like a factory line of blondes. Have you ever noticed?
yeah, yes.
They
It's like
all
a
look. They all look just like his daughter, which is
I was
kind
gonna
of
say
creepy.
the same thing. They're a combination of Linda and Brooke, and then Brooke got married. That didn't just decide to tell people after a year.
Did she didn't get married to an old guy with a bad tan.
No,
He's
she
on
got married to
steroids.
some ex-hockey player, a guy who was kind of.
Oh God, thank God.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God.
He did not look anything like Terry Bollea, so don't.
No,
Thank
definitely
God.
not. Definitely not.
That's a very specific look. Like you don't unintentionally look like Terry Bollea.
All right, come on. Hulk Hogan. Come on,
Hogan.
jumping Joey. Jumping Joey. Let's do it. Oh, it's Shane Douglas.
I don't
Oh,
think
right,
Shane Douglas is going to do it for
leading
Tom
that
Stone.
run, right? Yeah. That.
I don't think Shane Douglas is gonna pull it out, unfortunately, for Jumping Joey. God damn it.
I do have to say he made it to the ring the quickest out of any other wrestler.
That is true.
I don't understand why they run to the ring. There's no time in how long it.
Oh,
Somebody's just eliminated there. Was that
Rip is gone.
Jimmy Snuka? Yep.
So that's the mayor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The mayor's got to take a drink, and Glenn gets to give out one because it was the Undertaker.
Tom,
Oh, a good drink.
have a drink.
There we go. Oh, and the Texas Tornado's gone. That's me. I don't know who threw him out, so I'll just.
It was
take
Greg
it.
Valentine. No, it wasn't
Oh.
Greg Valentine.
Oh, fine.
I don't know who it was.
No, I don't know.
It was fucking Chris Jericho. God damn it!
I won't even sing the song because
I said that on Threads, and some guy was like, "Oh, that's Greg Valentine. He was a really good wrestler." I wanted to be like, "Hey, fuck you, man!" But I was
cuddling in the corner.
Now, Shane Douglas, this was like, I'm trying to think if he was in a tag team at this time, because he had a little run here, like 90, 91. And then he went to WCW for a while, and then he went to Eastern Championship Wrestling. And I'm trying to think if he was in a tag team
I think
here.
he was in a tag team, and I can't remember who it was.
I know.
Was
Is it Paul
With
Romer?
the
Maybe?
dynamic dudes.
Was he in a team with Paul Romer at this point, or am I thinking WCW? Maybe that was. I don't know.
I know
I
he
feel
had
like
a
he
tag team
tagged
with
with
Ricky
Paul
Steamboat
Romer.
in WCW, but I don't remember.
Yeah, they won the tag team titles, if I'm not mistaken. They had a little run there.
I remember they had a cage match with the Hollywood Blondes on like a Slamboree or something.
I
Here
can't
we
remember.
go.
A
This
tag
person
for
is
them.
mine. Maybe I'll get Hulk Hogan. I don't want to get Hulk Hogan. I don't want to win. I want
Yeah.
somebody else to win.
I'm going to say Jim Duggan, maybe. Are we up to Jim Duggan?
Oh, it's
You got
Invisible
Sonny.
Man. All right, I love the Invisible Man. He's my favorite.
Yeah.
Wait, you really did. It's Mabel.
The Invisible Man has now springboard plunged into the ring, and her and Conrad are the Undertaker. He just super kicked Shane Douglas and kicked the mighty Hercules right as nuts. The middle, the
And there
Invisible
he's
Man's
out.
a house of fire, and then I want to Royal Rumble.
And there he's been
Wait.
eliminated.
Who did you get? Did he just get eliminated? The
Nobody
Invisible
came
Man?
out. There was nothing.
No, he came in.
There was no one. It's nothing. I don't know.
Is it Nia Jax?
It was probably not Jack. She hurt her hole and she couldn't make it, unfortunately.
It's John Cena before he was famous.
Well, it was John Cena, and we can't see him, is what it was.
Didn't Nia Jax eliminate someone in the male's entrance like 2 or 3 years ago?
Yeah,
then come out.
So no, I don't know.
Was it R-Truth?
It could have been our truth.
Probably was our truth.
Hopefully not. Hopefully we get our truth this year at the Rumble next week.
Because it was that time. Remember they had that Mitch Max challenge, and Carmella and Truth won it, so they got the 30 spots in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
So Truth
Yeah,
came out
that's it.
30, and she came and took him out. Yep, that's what it was. So Barry Darso's face paint is run off as he's being choked by Tito Santana, which you usually got to pay twice for that.
Are you a fan of the Girls in Cars song, Tom?
Yeah, you guys have played it on here before. I've heard it. Yeah.
Tom, how do you feel about girls driving cars?
I'm all for it, right? I'm looking, right? I'm looking.
I'm all for females driving vehicles.
They drive.
Oh,
I don't
Glenn's
someone
got
doesn't
Animal
drive,
from
why
the
not?
Legion of Doom, who's also passed away on steroids.
Yeah.
The person that never came in was Randy Savage.
No,
wow.
Glenn, it was the Invisible Man, and I won't hear another word about it. He got
I was locked in the locker room. I was just back there looking all around.
Down on the list of never ends match. So I don't know what happened.
Oh, I know what happened. This is the night that he cost the Ultimate Warrior the WWF Championship against Sergeant Slaughter. So he said, "I'm getting the fuck out of here." That's
All right.
makes sense now.
I said, nobody better lay a finger on my butterfinger.
And the
Oh,
Undertaker's out.
Undertaker's
Wow.
gone. And
No
Glenn,
more Undertaker.
Glenn, you get to take a drink because I get to give out a drink, and you get to give out a drink too. So who do you want to give one out to? To me, of course you do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that Bruce? Is Bruce Pritchard out there with him?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's when Brother Love was his manager. Yeah.
Couldn't have been for that much longer, though. What,
No,
I was not that.
No.
Maybe
you're
not.
right.
I think by WrestleMania. I don't know if he was manager still by WrestleMania.
No, Paul Bearer was.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Bear.
By 7, it was Bear. Yeah, you're right. All right, so the model's barely hanging on, and by his tag team partner, he's barely hanging on. All right.
Yeah, Rick Martel's been there a long time. Rick Martel has had to have been in there for
Greg
what,
Valentine came in at number 3, so he's been in there the longest, followed by Martel, who was number 6. So
They've been there for over 20 minutes, I would think, right? Both of them over 20 minutes.
Greg Valentine has some stamina for a guy that passes out bowling shoes.
That's right. For a fucking terrible fuking rock singer / it's hard to be.
That's
I am
Greg
cold like December snow.
Fair? God damn it, you've done enough.
Oh, he kicked off the show
now.
again.
Oh, show.
All right, Thomas has got number 20. It's Crush, but not Butterbur Crush. It's Demolition.
I was gonna say that when you guys do your crush stuff, that would have been better.
It would have been.
Yeah.
This is dominatrix Crush. This is safe word Crush.
Yeah.
Tom, what do you think
Safe
Crush's
word.
safe word is?
What?
What do you think Crush's safe word would be?
Good question. I would say maybe something to do with marijuana, considering he got in trouble. Marijuana charges or something. They were pushing.
I think it
him.
was like steroids, but probably weed. Too.
Yeah, there was a period of time he made a comeback, and then he was out of WWE for like 2 years. Then when I think you guys might have covered this. He came back with the Nation. They used it in the storyline.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He was a big part of the nation.
And now it's with DOA.
Ahmed.
Yep. And then
Yeah.
also Crush, speaking of Crush and Randy Savage, I heard you do your Macho Man impersonation. He was Randy Savage's bodyguard when Randy Savage was doing the rap thing, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
I did not know that. When he was
You didn't know that, Mayor?
be a man, Hogan. Be
Yeah,
a
he was
man.
his bodyguard.
That was his bodyguard.
He was one of his bodyguards. Yep.
When
Wow.
Tom said it, that was your cue to go be a man, Hogan. I was waiting for it. I was like, he's gonna say it.
I had no idea. I'm gonna listen to that album again tonight before I go to bed.
Fucking, I just thought about this right now. Arsenal plays at 6:30 in the morning. Great.
Oh wow!
boy.
So I think at this point you probably are staying up the whole time. I think if the two of you
No, I'll go to bed right after this.
okay, all right.
Was it a good match? Who are we playing?
Crystal Palace.
Okay, we should win 2-1.
Oh,
Beast,
don't say
right?
that. Don't say that. Who knows,
Shit, that's-
Oh, geez, I jinxed us, didn't I?
Put money on.
Well, one of my friends is
All
a
right,
Tottenham fan, so I always.
Oh, well, your friend's an asshole. I don't know him.
He kind of is.
Oh, that's
actually.
your Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Oh,
Oh,
Glenn, you got all the good ones, man.
The first Royal Rumble winner, right? The first Royal Rumble
That's
winner.
correct. Yep.
yeah.
Eliminated the one-man gang to win.
Look at that fist of fire right there. Oh,
Just a second.
he said your mom's a.
Oh, so sorry. Well, no, he said whore. I remember the whore. That's what it is.
I'm surprised Shane Douglas is still in there though.
yeah.
No one's thrown him out yet. He's just kind of just hanging around.
Yeah, you're right. That is pretty crazy. I'm Greg Valentine's still hanging around. Where is
Yeah.
he? Where's Chris Jericho? Don't do it. Don't.
Rick Martel is still in there also. I just saw Rick Martel.
Who else we got? I can't.
The British Bulldog's still there. I
Hercules
see him.
has been in there for a while.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bulldog's been in there a long time too.
I was gonna say Bulldog came in like what number?
Yeah,
11?
Tito,
early.
Bulldogs 14, Smash, Hawk. There's only been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only been like 9 eliminations out of the 21 we got in, which I think is a good amount. I don't like it when they have a whole bunch of tossed out by number 15. Like I like.
Yeah, I hate that too. I think it's better to like comes towards
Keep
the end,
things
get a
going in
bunch
the
of
ring.
eliminations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you've got somebody like Brock Lesnar in there that just destroys everybody.
Yeah, but
Or
I don't want
Austin
to.
when
I don't
he
want to
was in
see that
Rumble.
either.
Yeah.
I want to see the ring build up and have some action going on.
I will say that one where he came in at number 1 and started throwing everybody out, I hated until Drew came out and threw him out. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That's why they did it. Okay, I get it. I get it now.
Although I do
All
have
right.
to say, if they
This is
start out the
probably our
Rumble
Go
with
ahead.
Gunther and
Oh, here we
Brock,
go. Now there's gonna be some
I'll take
eliminations.
it. Oh
Oh,
man,
Now you're gonna get a couple.
there we go.
Jobber Mark Starr gets Handsome Earthquake. So,
Ah,
all right, Mary, you missed him by 1.
Dang it! I wanted Handsome E. Look at him go.
He has definitely passed away, but probably not on steroids.
no.
Here we go. Business has picked up. The ring has got twice as handsome, 3 times as handsome, 4 times as handsome, 5 times as handsome as it was.
Whammo! Oh, you can't take him down clotheslines.
No way.
Even if you're a steroided man hawk.
Oh, Bob.
Oh, look at Handsome Earthquake.
That's you, Glenn. Oh, no, yeah, you got animal, Glenn. That's you.
That me, was it?
And, Mark Starr can't give out drinks because he's not actually here. So,
No.
Is he alive?
Mark Starr? He might be. I'm not sure. In our hearts and minds, he will be forever. He will be forever. In our hearts. I found a great Instagram account that is actually ran by Earthquake's kids, and they have great old pictures of him. There was one of him skating, and you want to talk about fucking majestic.
I saw that the Big Boss Man's daughter has been running his page on Instagram. Have you guys seen that one?
I need to look into it. Is it Ray Traylor's daughter?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anime.
She's running it.
I don't know where
I did hear that
7 years ago today, wasn't it? He died.
Was it?
The Big Boss Man. Oh, no, it wasn't.
7?
Boss Man was like 20 years ago, 2004, if I'm not mistaken.
I felt like it had to be a while.
I'm confusing me, bees. It was Bam Bam.
Oh, that's what. Yeah, I did see that. All right, Mayor, you got Mr.
Oh, wow, you got
Perfect,
Mr.
Mayor.
Perfect. All right.
Congratulations.
Woo! Time to go throw some towels behind my back.
Time for a drink.
And he has a perfect mullet. He's probably on steroids at this time.
Well, listen, he could perfectly throw a football. He could hit a baseball. He could shoot a basketball. He could shoot a hockey puck. He could kick a soccer ball. I mean, he's Mr. Perfect, right? That's the whole point.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite of his vignettes? Like his little movie pictures.
I think the one was with Steve Jordan with the Vikings. I think that was the best one with the football. We're talking about the Mr. Perfect ones. I think the football was the best one. I mean, the baseball one was good with Wade Boggs, but I think the football one, if I had to say, would be maybe the most memorable one.
Yeah, he throws it to himself. Oh, Hacksaw's going.
Quicker than I would have thought.
Mayor, who are you giving out a drink to?
I'll give it up to you, Brent.
Sure, why not?
I liked the one where he just did the little simple front flip on the diving board into the pool.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
He was just by himself. I don't think he was with anyone specific. He just flipped into the pool. I'm a big diving board kind of guy.
I remember some Twitter videos back in the day of you jumping into the pool.
Yeah, I like doing front flips into the pool. So I'm big on.
Good to know. Good to know, right?
Yeah.
Well, I drank the whole bottle, so.
Is that peanut butter whiskey?
No, it's watermelon wine, actually.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you drank the whole bottle of peanut butter whiskey. You're gonna be out of it soon.
No, I'm gonna die. Yeah, I don't want to do that. All right, Tom, who you got for number 24?
I'm gonna say Big Boss Man.
It's a good pick. I think you got it.
Oh, Hulk Hogan!
Oh,
it's the Hulkster. He is a real American. He fights for the rights of every man because he is a real American. Fight for your rights. Fight for what's right.
He's gonna save people off the side of the road right now.
In an NWO shirt, motherfucker. And he's gonna, here you go, brother. Save this kid from a burning car, brother.
Wow.
And I did it. Through the power of Hulkamania. You gotta train, say your prayers, and eat your vitamins.
There we go.
Oh boy, we're getting some eliminations now.
That's me. Okay.
You leave Handsome Earthquake alone, Hogan. I love you, brother, but leave him alone.
Yeah, we gotta leave Handsome Earthquake in this thing. Here we go. Oh no. Oh no. I gotta say, this is how worked out swimmingly.
Handsome Earthquake. Tell him about Nick Hogan in 20 years. Don't let him
I don't
do it.
blame Hulk Hogan. If I was him, I would want to get all up on a Handsome Earthquake just like this. You know what I mean, pal?
Mr. Perfect.
I actually heard Handsome Earthquake stole Linda Hogan away from him.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
How could you resist him? I mean, look at him.
He said, "You ever hear of an earthquake that hit on the 6.9 on the Richter scale?"
Yeah, No, you have not. God damn it. Oh, Hogan's barely hanging on. God, I'm sorry to curse your friend, Glenn, but he stopped that from happening, damn it. He could have thrown Handsome Earthquake could have thrown Hogan out if it wasn't for Bulldog.
Changed the entire history of everything.
It was the whole thing. Hogan hasn't even got his shirt off yet, so that's something.
Wait, 91. Do we have Sid coming up too?
No, I
No.
think Sid's before SummerSlam.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, Sid's SummerSlam 91. So
I think Sid's still in the
Okay.
NWA even at this time, or WCW.
I think he's still in the Horseman at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Check out.
I was
I don't know
either
shit.
gonna
The
say
Life and Times of
Horseman.
Psycho Sid on YouTube right now.
And the man that could throw anyone over if he wanted to.
Glenn, you got Haku.
Oh, superb.
And we're gonna
I
take
was
his link
speaking
just
with
because
somebody, maybe this
what?
had to have been a month ago, and they were saying that Haku still today is like could still beat up probably like half of the active roster in wrestling of the major promotions.
I would agree with that. Greg Valentine got thrown out, but I'm not sure by whom. So he was the Iron Man of this Royal Rumble. He lasted.
Yeah, he was in there, what,
He didn't
45
have to-
minutes, maybe something like that.
It
45.
has
40
to have been, yeah, because we're at number 26 now, so he lasted almost all the way.
Yeah. And Rick Martel's still in there.
Yeah, Rick Martel.
Oh.
Yeah, he's the next
Is
highest.
Tito Santana still in there also? Or
Yeah,
is he
sure.
out?
Oh, good kidney punch there by Perfect. What a perfect kidney punch.
Haku's no joke, so I'm sure he still could handle himself if he wanted to.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I just interviewed a wrestler that just wrestled the Barbarian last weekend. And the
The
Barbarian.
Barbarian.
Yeah, the Barbarian's still
Wow.
doing independence. Yep.
Well, goddamn.
I saw he was doing an autograph signing not too far from me, about 2 hours away from me, maybe 3 months ago. The Barbarian.
He was in North Carolina last weekend. He was in
Yeah.
North Carolina. Yep.
How do you like that? How do you like that?
There you
Hercules
go.
has been out here for a while too. Got a lot of guys who've been out here for a while.
It's a good Rumble, actually. It's a good pick. Yeah, a lot of good names in here. It's a good Rumble.
Everyone basically is a Hall of Famer, honestly.
Yeah.
Or should have been Hall of Fame. Like Earthquake should probably have gotten in.
Yeah, obvious. Earthquake definitely should be in. Everyone in here, maybe other than Shane Douglas, should be a Hall of Famer.
But you know what though? You could make a case if you were going to say the ECW run. I mean, Shane Douglas
Yeah.
in ECW. I mean, in this
Yeah,
case,
he really-
WrestleMania 40, Philadelphia. He won't get in because of politics. You know, with the
Oh,
clique.
I got Jimmy Anvil Neidhart.
There you go.
I mean, everyone has their argument in this. No one is like,
Moving a lot better than he is in 97.
Oh yeah, we got him now. At this point, he's a shell. He's only there because I'm sure Brett got him the job, and he probably needed the job to feed Natty.
Yeah, Vince, the big fucking rhino. He needs a job.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. God damn. It's
Although
stupid.
not to go on a
It's all
soapbox,
Vincent
but-
whoa, who just got thrown out by Equake?
Earthquake, who has Mark Star, so he doesn't give out drinks, just chucked out.
Tito Santana, right? Was
Tito
that Tito?
Santana, Glenn, that's you.
Wow.
No, that's you, Tom. Tom's got Tito
Wow.
Santana. So he's got to take a drink of this Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
That's all I could find.
No, it's fine. That's absolutely fine.
Oh, it's going
Mountain
again.
Dew's a good one. Mountain Dew's a good one. I used to love Mountain Dew.
Oh,
Ooh, Haku chops.
You ever drink
Did
the
you ever
Mountain
hear
Dew
the
like
story
real
about
sweet
Mountain
ones?
Dew? They claim it lowers your sperm.
Yeah, I did. I heard.
Oh,
I heard that same story.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy how things like in the 90s came from New York to Nebraska? Like, where did
Yeah.
that start? And how did that rumor start?
I don't know. I mean, one day I was having a Mountain Dew, and some girl was like, Mountain Dew lowers your sperm. It was almost like she was trying to get me not to drink it, and I was like, yeah.
Sounds good. It doesn't fucking work. I can tell you that much.
So that's a free condom. So yellow
Wow.
5. Thank you.
I can tell you it can only stop you at least 2. That's what I can confirm. I like how back in the day too, we kind of got like a manager battle royal going on outside. We got Slade,
Yeah.
you got Bobby.
Yeah,
Heenan,
you had some good
you got
managers in
Jimmy
that
Hart.
one. You got Fuji, you got Jimmy Hart, you got Slick, you got Bobby Heenan. You got some good managers there that we've seen.
All right,
Yeah, that's
Mayor,
about
who's it
a-
going to be? You
not
got
special.
Luke of the Bushwhackers.
This is a dud.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. Time to lick some heads.
Everybody get into it. I like it. I like
Uh-huh. I like it.
it. Mhm. That's right. Uh-huh.
There we go.
Tea.
Straight out again.
In and
Oh.
out.
Oh, there he goes.
Yeah.
He's gone.
An earthquake tossed him in 2 seconds.
Well,
That's a drink for
Glenn,
you,
that's
man.
kind of like what I'm thinking of the sheep herders there. If it was the sheep herders, that wouldn't have been the case.
No.
Wouldn't have been
Well,
the
it was handsome earthquake. It was going to happen one way or the other.
case.
Either that or handsome earthquake would have stole their wives. One or the other.
Speaking of Shane Douglas, he's he from time to time I don't think he really wrestles anymore, but he's doing independence again in the Northeast. He's been a couple of guys I know were at a few shows with him in the last year or so. Shane Douglas, so he's back out there in the circuit there a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, New Jersey. He's in Pennsylvania, so he's in New Jersey, Maryland. I think he's at James Ellsworth has a company, and I think he's appeared there. There's another one in South Jersey, so he's doing the scene again. Yep.
The chin.
He's
James
definitely a Jersey guy, isn't he?
No, he's Pittsburgh, PA.
Pittsburgh,
Shane.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, so he's really close to me then. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, you're Three Rivers. Yep, right in that area. Yep.
I imagine he's a Steelers fan, probably.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Wee.
Oh,
Hercules.
he's barely hanging on. Jimmy Anvil Neidhart.
What?
Who
That's
wants-
another thing Nick can't understand is
All right. Number 28, it's Mr. Gilbert. Who is Gilbert going to get?
Gilbert.
Gilbert is going to get the next person. It's one of the Nasty Boys. The
Oh, it's
certified
Brian Knobs.
It's
Brian
Knobs.
Oh
This is
man,
right.
he's gonna get. He just got done pissing in a sink.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, he did. He said, "I've just filled all the sinks." He's looking young and spry, isn't he? He felt
Yeah.
that.
He was too drunk. He was too drunk to throw that punch there.
He fell down.
Well, you're catching him before Hogan knows best.
Yeah. Holster.
Jared,
You wanna watch WrestleMania 7?
oh God, they're beating the hell out of him.
Well, I pissed in all their sinks, man. What do you do?
yeah.
He took a poop in the sink that night. And they got
Yeah, you
angry at him.
motherfucker.
So I'm thinking, what that was 28. So I got to think, what maybe Jerry Sags would be next, or Boss Man would be those two left. I would think, right? Because Boss Man hasn't been in the Rumble yet. I would have
No,
to think.
Bossman hasn't. I'm trying to think if he was. He had to have been in WWE at this time.
No, he definitely
I mean,
was. He
He
definitely
might have.
was
This
in
might have been the night though that he had the jailhouse match with a Mountie. And back in the days, if you had a match on the Royal Rumble, they didn't have you in the Royal Rumble match, so that might be why he.
maybe. Yeah, it's
But
possible.
that also might have happened at a SummerSlam. I might be wrong. That might have been a
Yeah.
SummerSlam match.
I don't know. We're gonna find out regardless.
I hope it is the Boss Man because it's me. I got the next one, and the mayor's got number 30. So I hope it is the Boss Man.
No,
We're
it's
gonna
not.
find out.
You're in
Or
for a
Coco
disappointment.
Beware. If it's Coco Beware, I'll be ecstatic.
You're in for a disappointment.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think
fuck.
Coco was around at this time, was he?
I think he was. I think he was still around. Yeah, I think he was.
Tag team maybe with Owen? No, Owen wasn't there this
No,
time.
that's
No,
right.
but I think Coco Beware was still around.
Oh,
Whoa, who got
Hercules is
eliminated?
gone. That's you, Mayor.
Was that
Coco
Knobs
Beware.
eliminated?
No, it's Hercules.
Coco Beware was beaten by the Mountie on this show.
Oh, well,
Thank you for
see,
that.
I was wrong about all other stuff I
Big
said.
Boss Man defeated.
Oh, I got the Warlord.
Yeah, that would have made
Was
sense,
it
right?
Warlord? I couldn't even see him.
And the
up
Warlord's
to it.
feuding with Bulldog at this time, so that makes a lot of sense.
They were arguing about who does the most steroids, probably. No.
Maybe.
It's a valid argument between those two.
And Davey said, I wasn't even fucking there. I haven't said that in a while, so I'm glad
Yeah.
It's been a while since I said that one. All right, Mayor, you got number 30. I hope
Got
it's
the last
Crush.
one
Yeah,
coming
some
up
big
here.
names. You got Crush, right? Crush is there. Hogan. You got Brian Knob.
Oh, Crush is out of here.
Whoa.
Yes, Crush.
You get to give out a drink, Tom. Go ahead.
I'll go to Mr. Mayor.
There you go.
Yay.
Bulldogs hanging on the Warlord. I think the model Rick Martel still in there from number 6.
Yeah, I don't know how he's not in the Hall of Fame. You know, he was just a good utility wrestler. I don't know
I
how
think he's
he's
still
not.
alive.
I can't
Yeah.
believe Handsome Earthquake isn't in. Like, that's a fucking travesty. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Sumo
Yeah.
match, run in Japan, run with Hogan, tag team champion. Yeah, he definitely should be a guy.
Any person my age who watch wrestling is going to remember Earthquake. You know,
and
that's
they
gonna be
put in
somebody.
everybody at this point. Almost everybody gets inducted. So to me, it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I guess. Look at the fucking back muscles on that guy. Good Lord. Talk about the steroids. Get some baby oil on that Warlord guy. Oh, he's out of here.
Oh, he's gone.
I think you'll see a lot more inductions of people that Vince had blackballed now.
I agree with that.
Here we go. Number 30. Who's it going to be? Is there anybody that can maybe, possibly? It's Tugboat! Thank God he doesn't have a Stormtrooper helmet on, and there's nothing in the way to trip him.
I mean,
I got the Shockmaster.
In theory, it's not a bad one.
Oh, here we go.
I got the Shockmaster.
You got the Shockmaster.
Big Fred. Get him, Big Fred.
Oh wow! Look at Perfect. Perfect hung on there.
What a great job there by Perfect. That was great.
Wait, who's managing Perfect? That's helping him out.
Heenan.
I can't see.
Heenan.
Oh, okay.
So we got Knobs, but we didn't get Sags.
No, he's not
I
around.
would have thought Sags would have been one of the two.
Oh, Shane Douglas is gone.
And he lasted. What did he last? 30 minutes. Shane Douglas
He was number 17. That was
for
Joe
a guy
Nash.
Shane Douglas who really didn't have much of a WWF career. Actually, has that one moment there, that Royal Rumble run.
Dean Douglas.
Yeah, Dean Douglas for a couple months. Yeah, Dean Douglas.
No, his Tugboat went straight after Handsome Earthquake there.
Yeah, I think they were maybe I've been feuding at this point because I think remember when Earthquake did all those Earthquake finishing maneuvers to Hulk Hogan, and they had these send in letters so you could give them to Hulk Hogan, and I think Tugboat was Hulk Hogan's best friend, so they might have been feuding at that point.
Yeah, could have. That would have made sense. That would have made sense.
Oh, what a jump! Look at those jumping, clubbing blows by Earthquake. He is just one hunk of a man. If I want to say.
And didn't they bring Earthquake into WCW for a brief feud with Hogan and one of I don't know if you guys cover. Did you guys cover that on the podcast a couple of years back? I feel like you might.
Yeah, when he was the Shark or the
that run. They kept bringing in all the old Hogan opponents in that run.
Yeah,
the Dungeon of Doom.
It was the Dungeon of Doom run.
Yeah.
Yes, I know you guys covered it before.
Yeah,
we're gonna get into more into that. Right now, we're working on 2000, but we're gonna.
I have noticed that.
2000, and then after that, we'll probably go to 95.
Well, it's so funny you guys end some of these shows with the 3 count. With the 3 count music was.
Everybody 3 count. Put your hands together. Get up.
That was what Evan Courageous, Shannon Moore, and
Gregory Helms, the Hurricane.
Gregory Helms, who was one of the longest title runs of any wrestler in the WWF in the 2000s.
Yeah, Cruiserweight. Yeah, Cruiserweight Championship. Yeah.
For I think over a year, he had actually one of the longest title runs of any champion in the 2000s.
Oh, flying there with Tugboat's out of here. He got eliminated by his best friend Hulk Hogan.
Oh, what a drop kick!
Wow, Bulldog eliminated Perfect.
So Glenn, you get to give out a drink
upset.
and Mary go take one.
That time. That's a minor upset. Bulldog.
What a drop kick!
Well, Bulldog we know was good in Rumbles. We know that Bulldog.
Take a drink, Dave.
All right, just did. So
we got Neidhart. Was that Martel?
Yeah, Martel's still hanging on for number 6. He's the Iron Man here. Oh, he's got the envelope.
Oh,
there he is. He's gone there. You get to give out a drink, and Glenn, you got to take one.
Oh,
Hogan and Knobs.
I'll go Thomas for the Mountain Dew.
Oh, Haku's gone. Glenn, you got to take a drink, and you also get to give one.
We got Bulldog, Earthquake, Martel, and Hogan. Wow, Martel.
Yeah,
have a drink. This is the final 4. There we go.
So, Tom's got Hogan, Glenn's got Knobs, Mark Starr's got Handsome Earthquake, and the Mayor's got Rick Martel, and Glenn's got the Bulldog. I got nobody left, so I'm out of this thing. Which is exactly how I like it. I don't ever want to win. I want something. I don't ever want to win.
Is Tom Stone winning this year?
No, Tom Stone wasn't in it this year. We gave some other jobbers a chance.
That's fair. We don't need Tom Stone winning
Oh,
back-to-back
Martel,
years.
you fucking moron! What are you doing on the top rope? He's out of
Oh, what an
here. You gotta take a drink.
elimination!
Glenn, you get to give one.
Bulldog. There he goes.
Drink. Take a drink.
All right, we're down to the final four.
Is this the most steroided that I've seen Bulldog? I mean, I knew you guys are covering him in '97, but I feel like he's more roided up here.
No, he's
Blue Jean steroid was Blue Jean Bulldog's pretty
I will
roided.
tell you what I told
Yeah, he was roided, but I don't know what it was. But I don't feel like he was as big because everybody else was so big in that era. You know what I'm saying? Like that '99, 2000 run with the Blue Jeans. I don't know. I mean, he was a shell of himself by then. I mean, at that point,
Yeah.
too many
Better
injuries.
than all of us.
And he was
Anyone
only
at
and, he,
this
and,
time-
and Bulldog was only back really because of his brother-in-law's death, and Vince was hiring the whole family that needed a job to spite Brett if we're gonna really go down that road. And
I mean,
that was it.
really the only reason he came back.
it's not untrue.
Did anyone at this time think that anyone but Hulk Hogan was winning this Rumble?
Motherfucker!
I thought, you know what? I would've- you know what?
Did anyone think Brian Knobs was winning the
Handsome
Royal Rumble?
earthquakes in this thing.
No, but I would have gave Perfect a chance about 5 minutes ago. I would have had Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, right now at this
No.
second.
I would say no, not a chance. Nobody else.
Hold the goddamn phone.
I know Handsome Earthquake is in there.
The greatest, handsomest superstar of all time
Oh,
is in this
God.
Rumble, and you're telling me you
This
don't
is
think it can
so
win?
goofy the way they set this up. This is so
Yeah, it's terrible. Isn't it?
easy.
Oh, not Handsome. Run away, Handsome.
He's
Oh,
gone.
Oh,
Knobs is out of
no.
here. Gilbert's not going to win this thing.
Handsome Earthquake down to the final two. I think we got this, Brent.
It's either Mark Starr or Thomas. Mark Starr or Thomas is
I
gonna
hope
win
Mark
this.
Starr wins it.
Is it going to be Mark Starr or is Thomas going to be
Oh, look at that big boot.
2024 AWIPOD Rumble champion? The suspense is building.
Whoa, get up, Biggie.
I know the mayor put several $1,000s on this. He
How about
picked
Jimmy
Thomas to
telling that
win,
punch?
so he is hoping that Thomas wins this so he can win his several $1,000 bet. Right,
I
Mayor?
was hoping Mark would
Yes.
win. I don't want the money.
Oh,
Oh,
look at this. I'm
yeah.
going to win it. I'm going to win it. Here it comes, Handsome Earthquake.
You only get the prestige to call yourself the 2024 AWIPOD Rumble champion. I hope Mark Starr wins too. Nothing against you, Tom, but I love Handsome Earthquake and I want to win this.
Yeah, I don't want to win. I always tell people on SportsWire I don't want to win anything.
Well, pal, unfortunately,
Right,
luckily,
that's
you
it.
got
Pick him up and throw him out. Don't give him a chance to hold up
Oh, look
again.
at the posing.
Oh,
The,
Now, I
the
think if
women
I'm
in the
not
crowd
mis-
just
now,
went
I think-
crazy.
If I'm not mistaken, this is right before or right around the time of the Arsenio interview, right?
He got him up and throw him
I
out.
think it might have been a little bit. You might be right. I'm not 100% on that one. You might be right. Oh, what a big, handsome choke. What a handsome. You can't pin it. Come on, man. That's Bush League. Oh,
You can't do
God.
that.
No.
Wait, are you saying was Earthquake on Arsenio, Tom?
No,
it's
Hulk.
Hogan.
Hulk.
Okay, yeah, I knew Hogan and Macho were, and so was DiBiase. I didn't think Earthquake was.
They missed the boat on that one.
Yeah.
You were gonna have me searching YouTube clips the rest of the night till I found a
No,
Handsome
no,
Earthquake
no.
Arsenio.
Fuck Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage and anybody else that you said. They should have had Handsome Earthquake on there every
I
night.
think Warrior was on Arsenio at one point too for a week. I watched it
I
once on
think
YouTube.
you might be right. I was not an,
How
an
about that
Ultimate
Phantom?
Warrior fan,
Yeah.
so I might have
can't-
missed that one.
You can't slam him, you bum. You look like a crisp piece of bacon. Fuck this guy. Come on, Handsome Earthquake. You can do it. Kick him in the nuts if you have to. I would.
Yeah, try
Be
and
a
take-
shark. Be a shark.
Get avalanche. Oh, no. God damn it, man. Man.
Why are these
Oh.
two
Sorry.
are not checking each other out in the ring?
Yeah, this went longer than I would have
Oh.
thought. There we go.
Oh no, it's over.
And that's it. He's out of here. Mark Starr is in it. Congratulations, Thomas. you are the 2024 AWIPOD Rumble champion.
Thomas Brice is the
Congratulations.
champion.
Oh, I appreciate that very much. I obviously certainly thank you guys, for that. I don't
was
know
all-
if it. God, you're gonna say.
It was all done by the hands of fate.
was.
Once in a while, I suppose things kind of even out, but obviously, I know that you guys might be getting to wrap up here soon, but one of the reasons I was actually here, if I could get the floor for a minute, and obviously we're doing here our 5-year anniversary of SportsWire Radio, and we've kind of started this thing here called the SportsWire Radio Hall of Fame. And, we've inducted some different podcasts on the platform. Some of the people that have been on the show, we have a show Friday nights, which actually I'm usually on at this time. But because I wanted to kind of make an announcement here with you guys, I was thinking after, everything that you guys have done on behalf of the platform and really helping the brand grow over the past couple of years, I wanted to actually, if it was okay with you guys, I know it's obviously you guys do a great job, but I was hoping that I could actually induct you guys into the SportsWire Radio Hall of Fame. And, if that was something you could, I actually had a couple of things that if I could show it on the screen, I could present. And was hoping, I have a few of them actually, if I'm going to pull it up from my computer, because I really thought of you guys so much that I wanted to, give you guys a little something. Because what we've been doing for all of the people that are in the SportsWire Radio Hall of Fame, we've given everybody a certificate. We also have you guys on our website now, sportswireradio.org. And I actually have a certificate for all 3 of you guys because you guys are 3 of the people on the Work in Progress. And I'm actually going to get one more up on the screen if I could. I think I have one more. If I'm going to get that opportunity to show it up here, I think I should. And, congratulations, fellas. I usually do these. Actually, we do a big speech. We do a big induction ceremony, but it's kind of your show, and I didn't want to steal you guys' thunder. But I wanted to honor you guys. I know I skipped a number because we actually inducted Brent first because it was the Work in Progress, and we actually had a British wrestler get inducted Wednesday, and I just realized that we made him the 17th member. But you guys are, one of a part of our few podcasts that have been inducted so far. You guys are the second podcast from the station that plays on the internet radio that's inducted, and we've inducted a few of our members of the Friday show that we have on. And I, wanted to induct you guys into the SportsWire Radio Hall of Fame. It's a really cool, unique class. We have, some of the bigger backyard wrestlers around in the United States. We've got some really cool British independent wrestlers. Dean Allmark's in there, RPD. We also just inducted Bentley, and we have a college basketball player who here in New York played in the Final Four in a couple of weeks. But and really in recognition of you guys and everything that you've done, you've also, to me, been the definition of all wrestling matters. That's our new tagline here on SportsWire Radio, kind of to celebrate our 5 years. And I just wanted to say thank you for you guys for everything you've done on behalf of the platform and on behalf of me. And congratulations. You're now members of the SportsWire Radio Hall of Fame.
Well, thank you.
Thanks, Thomas.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We have our own Hall of Fame, and it's nice to be put in somebody else's Hall of Fame. So that's
Guys, I did see you have different people in there, but I wanted to recognize you guys as the Hall of Fame is actually kind of really starting to grow a bit. We're actually ending our second class tomorrow, so you guys are right before we conclude this second class. So I wanted to get you guys in right before we kind of finish this class. And like I said, my 5 years, people have asked me, you should do something to kind of honor that, and I really wanted to properly honor you guys. You really have meant a lot to me. You've meant a lot to the platform. I really love in playing you guys, and you add something. Like I said, our tagline here to celebrate the 5th year anniversary of SportsWire Radio, really of me doing this is all wrestling matters, and you guys have done that. You've put your spin on wrestling, whether it's covering some of the stuff you do for NXT in the past, but obviously with the the 90s shows and now in the 2000s. And I just wanted to say thank you and show my appreciation and induct you guys into our Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you very much.
We appreciate that a lot. Thank you.
We enjoy listening to all of the SportsWire Radio.
I know you said, there was one time you said well, he really knows all these things about baseball. How does he remember it? And you were like, I was kind of like, wow, I was kind of taken back by that. I was like, I didn't really realize I was knowing that much. But no, you guys have given me some kind words. Glenn's always sharing on Twitter, especially the wrestling ones. And, you've been great, Brent, over the years. And I was talking to you off the air. Just, I still remember you during COVID with Michael Watkins, doing the Dad's podcast, and you guys have just been so great. And I just, I can't thank you guys enough. Really, people have asked me, why are you inducting all these different podcasts into the Hall of Fame? Because I said they mean that much to me. I always tell people, if I could just take a minute or two, if it wasn't for the people that helped me grow, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I really sincerely mean that from the bottom of my heart. If it wasn't for, your show, believing in the platform, believing in the internet radio station, some of the other presenters on SportsWire Radio and their shows, I wouldn't have the opportunities to be able to go out and grow the brand, which we've done on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and certainly the new website. And thank you for the kind words on the website. And I, really wanted to recognize you guys because, I can't thank you guys enough for what you do. And, I definitely will recognize you more in the future. And I just, thank you for all you do. Really, it means a lot to me.
And why we've got you? Well, why I've got you here, Tom? I'd just like to say, back pre-COVID, there was the speaking out movement.
Oh, I'm aware of it. Yes, I am. Talk to me about it.
I was let down by people that I considered friends. Then we had COVID.
Yep.
And that hit British wrestling very hard.
Oh, a British wrestler. If we're going to talk for a second on British politics, the toxicity in British politics is like unreal. It's, Speak Out was terrible. And even now the politics in the British wrestling, it's like, oh my God. I mean, and this, Glenn, because I know a lot of these people in British wrestling. I mean, I know more British wrestlers than American wrestlers, even more than the backyard guys. And, a Speak Out movement was terrible, but even now, I mean, the politics of British wrestling is just, oh my God, it's just horrible.
It's getting better though, and
it's
you're helping.
Better. It's getting better, but still,
you're helping towards that by highlighting people like RPD and a lot of other great guys that are doing a great job out there, picking up the pieces that was left.
Yeah, RPD, you know what? I got to be honest. RPD, having him on, and I knew him before he really got big, and the fact that I know him gives, really gives our platform so much credibility because I've had guys like Rosie Rascal reach out. It was a big deal. We've had other guys, Philip Michael, who's a big deal in the independents. I've had some of the guys on that were in Progress Wrestling, 2-Bit, Synergy, recent Rogan, a lot of those guys who, were, when we had them during COVID, this, Glenn, better than anybody, guys couldn't do nothing. And they looked to our platform here really to come on and, we gave them that opportunity. And I mean, Speak Out, I'll tell you a quick story real quick on Speak Out. I was actually supposed to have on a champion, and he actually got, when the British wrestling first came back in the summer of 2021, he reached out to come on my show, and about a week or two later, he was one of the Speak Out people,
Yeah,
and that's a terrible thing. There's guys now that I got in trouble for shooting on that were quote unquote a part of that. And even Marty Jones in a way has been wrapped up into that. It's a really, and Marty Jones, you've mentioned, who is in the world of sport. I know you guys spoke about him a few weeks back, that was, he's a legend in the world of sport, but Marty is, I don't want to, I'll say it because I don't think it makes a big deal here. Marty's kind of controversial to some extent to some people because Marty's kind of stuck in his old ways. I've had one conversation on the record. I think I've had one conversation with Marty Jones. Marty's an interesting guy. That's all I'm going to say.
Yes. Yeah.
Marty's an interesting guy.
I've never had any trouble with him, but he's
me either. But I just know through the grapevine and people that support the platform.
He's one of those old school guys, and
Marty's very old school. Yes, Marty is very, very stuck in his ways. He's very, unfortunately, Marty, but there's a lot of guys like that still in the British and in the British scene. There's the family-friendly wrestlers. Then there's those that look down upon some of the kind of more attitude type wrestlers, and then the more the gimmicky ones. But yeah, I love British wrestling with all my heart. I wouldn't be here without British wrestling, to tell you the truth. I would not have grown the brand the way it is, and then it helped us going into the backyard. But that's another story for another time. But yeah, I mean, British wrestling, Glenn, I was saying, but Glenn, you could take over for me on sports, but you know a lot of these guys. You live out there. Where do you live, by the way, if you don't mind me asking? Where are you out there in the UK?
I'm in Ipswich.
Switch.
Okay, I know where you are. Okay, sure. Yeah, I get asked all the time. People ask me, even
Mhm.
still, people ask me, when are you going out there to watch? I'm like, well, I don't know. Some companies love me, and others, it's what it is, But yeah,
Yeah, you have to be very careful. I've made a sort of promise to myself for this year that I'm going to get out and get some more indie shows.
You
well,
just
if
go
you
over there,
do,
you
if you
take
do, let me
Armbar
know.
Abbott with
Please
you.
let me
Don't
know.
take
We'll talk
anybody
about that
down
off
to
the air.
them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I will do. Yeah.
Yeah, we need more Glenn Abbott out on independent English shows.
Yeah,
Yes, we do. You know what? I would love to find out where you go. There's a lot of places that I would certainly love to, tell you where to go and tell them I said hello. Yeah, I would love that. That would be great. That'd be great.
All right, gentlemen, I think that's going to end this here show for us on the evening. Glenn, who do you need to plug before we get out of here?
UTT, I'm booking the territory. First and last of wrestling. They're doing this week was a Reslo show from Germany instead of from Wales for a change. So that was interesting. Their little side project, Unstacking the Dadatory. The journey to Wembley 1981, where Giant Haystacks met Big Daddy in the most watched wrestling match ever, got 18 million viewers for that.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, I've heard a lot about Giant Haystack and Big Daddy. Those names have definitely come up with a wrestler. I don't want to say his real I'll say his real name, Pete Collins. If you ever heard the name Lee Collins, I speak to him a little bit. Yeah, I've heard those names. Sure, absolutely. Yep.
DDT Wrestling with DC and Doc.
And the Doctor Who podcast with Danny and Cy, SJP World Media.
I do like when you guys say that on SportsWire when I listen to that. I always think that's kind of funny when you say that.
Thank you.
That's me.
What about you, Mayor of Canton?
Man, it feels weird plugging the guy that's directly catty corner to me in like the.
Don't feel weird, buddy. Don't. Feel
how do I
weird.
point in this direction?
Right? I
can't even figure out how to point in that direction.
Whoa,
don't feel weird. Don't feel
weird.
Thomas
Brice, 2017, and the every single social media platform outside of Instagram.
We're on Twitch now, by the way.
2020,
and we're on Twitch now. We're actually on Twitch.
On Twitch, is it Thomas Brice 2017?
No, Twitch is just SportsWire Radio.
SportsWire Radio. Okay.
I figured I'd make it easy. Yeah.
I haven't got a chance to follow that, so I will.
We literally just did it because one of our upcoming guests, who's was a backyard wrestler turned pro wrestler, quote unquote, said, "Hey, I'm on Twitch. Can you make Twitch?" I'm like, "All right." So I'm on Twitch now. So
okay. Well, I'm glad that you were able to clarify that, and on all the other platforms, especially on Instagram. I enjoyed the interview with Paige Palazzolo.
I know people. It's Paige Palazzolo. Yes,
Palazzolo with
I had people
U.S.
tell
amputee
me
soccer team.
I had people tell me off the air, is she single? I had other people tell me, I'm like, yeah, well, I can't tell you. I could tell you, but I can't tell you. But no, I thank you for a lot of people. Yeah. I had a lot of people message me about that. I really
that was a phenomenal interview. You did a great job on that, Thomas. So
thank you. It means a lot to me. A lot of people, really were into that, and I appreciate that very much.
That was a great job. So check that out. Check AWIPod out on all of our platforms that you can find us, and listen to me. Apparently, I guess on Twitter at Mayor of Canton every Wednesday at 6 p.m. I guess I'll still be doing this. I don't know.
I hope you do, because I watched the whole thing this week and I was like, wow, he tried that Subway, and I didn't realize they had the churros, the pretzels.
Yeah.
That was a good one, man. That was
on that one. Yeah, for sure. I didn't know.
So I guess I'll be doing it. I don't know. I got into an argument with one of my friends today about my dieting procedures and whether or not I'm going to be doing it from here on out. So maybe I will, maybe I won't. But we'll
see. To be determined. check out everything else we got going on. We got, of course, I don't know shit, the Life and Times of Psycho Sid. Episode 19 is out right now. We are building toward the big tag team match where him and Vader will take on Sting and the British Bulldog.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Roy Smith at Beach Blast 1993. So check that out. And then, of course, Warring the Attitude. Me and Glenn are on the way to, we're in September of 1997 right now, on our way to the Bad Blood pay-per-view, which, of course, features the great match between Shawn Michaels and taking the first ever Hell in a Cell. So check that out if you haven't already. And, of course, check out AWIPod Worldwide / the Mayor of Superstars. We do them in alternating weeks. On AWIPod Worldwide, we're working our way towards Uncensored 2000. And on Mayor of Superstars, we are going through WWF Superstars in the year of 1993. So check all that out. And Thomas, before we go, anything else you need to say?
I just want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for all that you've done, really, for making all wrestling matter, and you're providing your satire and humor and everything else that you do. And I'd love people to listen to you guys anytime at SportsWireRadio.org, our brand new website, via the Listen Live button. We're also on YouTube at SportsWire Radio 6579 backspace streams. We're closing in on 500 subscribers. Also, we're on Facebook at SportsWire Radio. We have over 700 plus followers there. A lot of people check us out, especially from our wrestlers fans out there in the UK. We're on Instagram at the Sports Report 2021, Twitch now at SportsWire Radio, and we're also on Tumblr at SportsWire Radio, where I write about some of the different people coming on. We write a press release, we write a statement out there, and I'm at Facebook at Tom Brice. I have over 2,000 followers, so I want to thank everybody. Also at Twitter, as Mr. Mayor pointed out, at Thomas Brice 2017. It's important for you guys to check you guys out on Threads as well, because I'll put a clip or a Vine that lets people know you guys are going to be on the different times. I know your show and the Sit Down Mark, some other shows that we have on, and definitely check out that and follow you guys as well on YouTube at AWIPod Wrestling. Also, check you guys out also on Instagram, AWIPod. And I'll be on another podcast on Monday to induct them into the Hall of Fame. But really, if people would like to tune in, I'll be on, would be this afternoon, now 4 o'clock Eastern time, with Luke Leyland, who, again, was the first non-African fighter to have fought in Dambe, just was in Nigeria for the African Warriors Fighting Championship. And Luke has really been one of our biggest supporters on the platform. So I'm really looking forward for people to tune that in. Just, I don't want to take your time up too much. We've been here a while. You guys are sick of me by now. Want me off another 21 months. I just want to thank you guys. And, congratulations on being in our SportsWire Radio Hall of Fame. And your photo is up on our website. You can check that out. And thank you guys. And you can throw me off the air now.
No, we're not going to throw you off anywhere. We appreciate everything. We're really happy to be in the Hall of Fame. We appreciate everything that you do for us. You always thank us, but we should really be thanking you, because I don't do anything but just email you the show.
I get that a lot lately. People say, no, I really want to thank you. I get messages from people all the time I don't even know, and I'm like, no, it's okay, don't worry about it, but it's all good, whatever. Just keep sending me the shows, and hopefully I come back.
That's perfect. That works. And so now that's it. That's all. The only thing left to do is for Glenn to tell us goodbye.
Goodbye.